Hello. So this will be interesting. You'll see me taking sketches from sketches into final animation in one day right now, all from looking for reference, building the mood board, all the way into designing the layouts, designing the layouts and the backgrounds and animating the character. It's just like this because I'm having like a hard time just starting this animation process. So I'm like, screw everything. Let's go for the first scene right now. I also did some changes. I'm making a short film about a giant air fryer that is attacking this punk city, but there is a huge three-headed mutant chihuahua that is going to fight against this dude to save this city. Amazing. But I have some issues. Here at the beginning, I had this intro, like of a reporter saying like, hey, there's an air fryer attacking, blah, 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 and the air fryer just been like, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, you know, I really don't want to animate this scene. It's so boring. It's so generic. I don't like it. So I was like, what if I start this scene actually with the lore of this story? Because the story, the behind the scenes of all of this, which I'm going to tell more about on the second episode, is that someone dropped an air fryer into. So there's this punk city surrounded by this acid radioactive ocean around this city. So some stupid dude throw an air fryer in there, and then a huge invasion of air fryer is going to come out of it because this air fryer starts getting like mutant powers and starts reproducing or starts like just creating more clones of these things inside of this radioactive ocean. So these giant air fryers are getting out of this radioactive water from here. So I was like, if that's part of the main story, why cannot give some clues at this point? And how can I give a clue, a simple clue, but without telling too much of the story? So I was like, what if I show the air fryer actually getting out of this ocean, this radioactive ocean, and then just like charging and then boom, firing on the walls of the walls that this city is covered. It's like Attack on Titans is full of walls. So boom, this dude just throws the laser beams on these walls, and boom, these walls opens, and then we see the air fryer getting inside of the city. And we start zooming out, and we're zooming out, and we're seeing that this is actually a footage from a reporter that is telling the news. But this punk is full of city this city is full of punks, so even the reporter have like crazy makeup and all of that. But I don't want to animate like an acting of these things, so I'm actually doing the classic Hanna-Barbera type of animation, which we only have the reporter opening and closing the mouth. But we are seeing that this is news because of the design that I'm going to create around this dude. And we are seeing, oh, like the danger is happening. There's something coming into the city. So from the reporter to the news, I cut to this scene that I really like of this Chihuahua looking at the news, and then I go all the way to the story that I already built of this fight between the Chihuahua and the robot. So let's see. It's 12 p.m. right now. Let's see how much we can get done. I say today, so let's see if we can actually finish this today, or at least do as much as I can. So this is the sketch. So I'm going to create a mood board right now. This video is all about mood board. I'm taking you from 0 0 0 0 0 0 from when I have nothing until when I have like complete something. And you'll see like, Henry, but it's impossible to do all of that in one day. Dude, you'll see. So we're going to create a new file. I use Adobe Illustrator because I'm an ex-traumatic graphic designer. And I'm going right now here on Pinterest, and I'm going to find all the reference that I need to, I'm even sharing here my Instagram, my Pinterest with you, to show you how can I find the reference for everything that I need to create this scene. First of all, I need like beach war references. So it's like beach war. Yes, I need something like this. And the thing is like exactly these type of things here. Oopsie, I need the photo. I need the photo. Okay, these type of things here are something that I want to add. Like, hey, no one crossed or no one is inside of this beach. So, so also some Attack on Titans reference. I'll grab. But here, first of all, let me grab some of these. This will help for the sand design. Um, what else? These, not too much. That image is not that useful. No. maybe I can have like tanks or something attacking, but I'll see how much can I simplify this idea, because I was also thinking like, what if actually there's someone here with a bazooka trying to defend the city? So because the idea, or the yeah, the idea behind this crazy idea of having like these punk cities, that there is a brotherhood in this punk city. There is a brotherhood in which everyone is helping each other. Everyone is helping each other, and because everyone is punk, they also have crazy weapons. And in that city, instead of using cars, they're using like monster trucks. So all of those type of ideas are making the short film that I'm working on more specific and more unique. And as a consequence of pursuing a specificity and uniqueness in my short film, I'm making my short film more entertaining, instead of being just like a generic thing. Awesome. Let's look for normal beach images. Yeah, this will not help. Oops, some rocks. Now, beach, war coast. Let's see what happens here. Pa-pa-pa-pa-pum, pa-pum. Yeah, you know what? I like this thing here. So I'm going to grab this black and then just keep it here. And then I'm also grabbing some Powerpuff Girl reference, Powerpuff Girl Beach. So the idea is like I'm going to grab real life images, but also cartoon images, because grab me grabbing real images from from the internet, I have to I have to close the gap between the image, the reality of the image, and the simplification that I'm going to create on the style that I'm working on. And instead of just spending all that time into trying to simplify those shapes, or just finding ways of how to do so, now by me looking at the cartoons here, I'm finding ways of, okay, how these dudes already made that, how they already problem solve this thing that I'm trying to problem solve right now. So in that way, I just move things faster. So here I'm going to grab some things from here, just to be able to to have start absorbing the style that I want to work on right now. I love these colors. I love these colors. So that's something also. I'm not going to be working on colors too much because I have some friends helping me on that. But still, this is something that will help me big time. Oof, I love these dudes. Copy image. And maybe this will not help me at all and what I'm doing right now, but just as inspiration, it also works too, because I will really love to have these colors on this first scene, and when the air fryer attacks, I want to have these colors. So the first scene is going to start with these super neutral colors, and see, that's something that I'm not planning, or that I did is something that I'm yeah it's something that I didn't plan, but it's something that through looking at this reference, I'm like, of course, these are the colors that I want. Amazing. So, okay, what else I need? Let me look at these storyboards. I need a city, so let's go to attack on Titan's walls. So let's see how they approach these things. Um, yeah, these are only walls, but because this is a punk city, I remember when I came up with the idea, the first thing that I start looking is reference from movies like the Purge, or video games like Bioshock, and I want to give those vibes. So I'm grabbing all of these references just to build my visual library right now. Let's look for Bioshock references. Bioshock concept art. And the thing is, like, I'm also trying to find ways of how can I put visual clues around the BGs to tell a little bit of the story of the world building that I'm creating. Um, Crazy dude. Crazy dude. Oh, this is beautiful. You know, the only Bioshock game that I play is the Bioshock Infinite, but I fall in love with that game. I never understood the story, just the graphics, just the visuals, just made me fall in love, and that made me getting more interested in where's the story behind the things. Um, no, the statues idea. I remember another reference that I was looking at when coming up with this idea was also the Futurama episode in which Fry goes inside of this underground city that they're full of mutants, and I was like, wow, that's also a cool reference. So let's look for that too. Futurama underground city. Bender. Futurama mutants. Let's put here. I think the family of what's the name of Lila are from this underground part of the city, so they went to visit this part. Oof, yeah. Amazing. So this is a great reference for the radioactive ocean that I want to have. Amazing. What else? This is crazy cool too, because here is a good reference for how the ocean is going to be separated from this beach. Maybe it's not from. Maybe we are not having sand. Maybe the idea of having sand like this is no longer a thing, but we can have like a straight like this part of like a wall, like a street, and then we have the walls on top. Now the walls are actually not walls, but are instead like just type of wood stuff. So I remember in this movie, which is this movie about zombies. There's a movie about zombies that they also create these. These are like these punks or these people that are. Oof! This is amazingly helpful for the style copy paste. So there is a reference. This movie about zombies that I want to grab. Um, Oof! Come on, dude. This actor that made zombies movies. Zombies movies. No, no. You know what? I can also look for Black Ops zombie concept art things. Black Ops 2 zombies concept art. What is this? So I need walls, but those walls are like this. Like are not walls, but are like these type of wooden planks that goes around things. So instead of being walls, are like wood flags that they put there. Maybe these have like type of things here. Maybe we have some things here that are to avoid the things coming on top of these things, and on top of these wooden planks I'll put graffitis just to show like, hey dude, this is super, this is like a punk city or something like that. But I'm trying to find a way of finding a reference for that. YouTube video, of course. This also for the vibes will help me a lot, something like this. Plop. See, let's see here. No, I remember I used to be super afraid of playing Black Ops zombie games. I don't know why, but I love this image. Copy image. So just everything that I could use to feel inspired, and from this I'll make the layout. Now I'll do everything in Toon Boom directly, and then I'll bring those rough sketches into Photoshop and just finish with all of that. Amazing reference, dude. Amazing reference. I would love to have some some posters with this style. But anyways, I think this is a good start just to keep things moving. I'm going to open Toon Boom and I'm going to start creating a file and putting all of these references there. So I'm going to be working in interpreting 4K documents. I'm going to here to my Chihuahua project, pre-production, Chihuahua. I'm showing all my secret projects. Get out of here. Chihuahua. Chihuahua animatic mood board storyboard animation. New folder animation. Open. And then I'm going to create here like scene 01. So that's the way that I'm going to call these scenes. Yeah. I'm going to, no, Chihuahua. So I'm going to put 3HC because the project 3HC scene 01 or scene 01, yeah, something like that. So I'll just, I'm thinking about the naming. So this video is all about planification, structuring this project, and the naming for this will be just like, yeah, CS01. Yeah, I'm looking at other projects reference here. They also call it like this. So yeah, nice. 3HC, three-headed Chihuahua, scene 01, and create scene. Plop. So we have here the created scene, and I'm going to bring these sketches that I have here. Oopsie. I'm going to bring these sketches. Super. Okay, these are all ideas that I had here. Another idea is like, what if I start the short film showing like a black screen and then showing like an air fryer getting inside of this water, and then this air fryer turning into a robot? But I was like, too much. Too much work, too much work, too much work, too much work. How can I simplify and show all of that, or maybe save that information for the second episode? But because the thing that I want to focus on right now is all the action, all the stuff, all the crazy stuff. And before coming up with all of these sketches, the first thing that I did is this sketch, like this air fryer pan kicking these walls. But I was like, this frame will be a little bit too boring. And I remember a few days ago, a friend came here and I was looking at my storyboard and I was like, hey, dude, all of your frames are super flat. Like all of your panels are super flat and most of them are like 1 point perspective. And if you have like frames in which you have instead of 1 point, like you have 2 points perspective of the camera just looking at the characters from a different angle that is not like flat front or flat back, maybe you can make the shots more dynamic. And I was like, oh, cool. And for this shot, let's do that. Let's bring that 2 point perspective on this scene and actually look very dynamic, especially if we are looking at this character through this like omniscient camera in which the camera is hidden behind these walls and is looking at this dude. So the camera will be active, like actively breathing, and the character will be performing all of these actions. So what I'm going to do here is get this, get out of here. I'm going to grab this and I'm going to screen capture this. Boop. Come and see. And I'm going to paste this here. So what I'm going to work on this video right now is on the layout of the overall scene, character, and BG, making like the BG, like the background super like a rough layout. And then on top of this, I'm going to, on the next video, design, and I also have to do some little updates on the rig to start animating ASAP. Okay, let's go. Now I want another screenshot in which I only want the city and the character, because this is going to be the main layout. This character getting out of the water. Boop. And I'm going to create a new one that is like thumb of thumbnail. Boop. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to lower the opacity of this. Advance. Boop. Lower something like this. I'm going to create a color card, and this color card will give me this white color that I want. I'm blocking this. I'm putting a red color on these things just to know that I don't have to touch this at all. This is like also thumbnails. Just it will be like rough layout. Amazing. And then we're having another one that I'm going to call mood board, and in this mood board I'm going to bring all the images that I put together in this illustrator file, and this is only just as a starting point. So for the style and all the images that are going to be just inspiration, just to make me feel inspired about the project that I'm working, I'm going to put on this side. And all the images that I'm actually using for the design of the project, I'm going to put on this side. So this is only inspiration. These images here are only inspiration, which I like to see. Because this is like, I want my short film to look like this. So I'm putting those things there. All the images that are for design, I'm putting here, 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 this is more like a style thing. So yeah, this is also, you know what, I don't need this. I already get the inspiration from that one. I'm putting all of these images like this, like this. This one can also go like this. This is huge. This is huge for me to understand the style of the show. Awesome. And then I'm grabbing all of this. I'll make this a little bit smaller. And I'm going to screen capture and just paste again on my Toon Boom file. Uh, Instead of like exporting, I'm lazy exporting things and importing things on software, dude. I'm so glad that I can just copy and paste things around. Moodboard paste, amazing. There you go. We have this thing here, and then we are coming to this reference here. I can have like the gray background there, super chill. But you know what? I'll leave these things here. I don't need this in my workspace. I will leave this here. Awesome. So let's establish. Let's start drawing something. Let's start drawing something. The first thing that I'm going to do is choose one of my favorite brushes here. That is marker number 2. I'm going to start with a blue color because I like blue colors to rough out things. And I'm going to make my brush thickness like a little bit thicker, so I don't spend too much time just building the lines. So amazing. Let's make this reference bigger. Okay, let's go. This is the part in which this is a part in which the only thing we have to do is a start. So 2 point perspective. I'm going to just roughly identify. Oops, wait, I have this thing. I don't have to identify this thing. Okay, awesome. So here in this rule of thirds, I'm going to have my main character here and the city here. But the city is going to come somewhere over like this. So my horizon line will never be in the center, will be either here or here, but I'm going to make this even a little bit lower. So this is going to be a little bit lower, and the way that I build the 2 point perspective is, first of all, I put my 2 points out of my frame. If I put the 2 points inside of my frames, the perspective will be too pushed. So here I'm going to do something very simple. I'm drawing a line from this vanishing point that I put out of the frame towards this corner of this frame, and this will give me the half of this frame. Then I'm eyeballing the half from here to here, and then I'm eyeballing the half from here to whatever here could be, and then I'm eyeballing the half here, the half here, the half here, and the half here. And those lines are enough for me to grab all of these, group, copy, paste, and flip. I'll flip this to the other side, and yeah, you know what, let's move that perspective around there. And then I'm grabbing all of these and then group, copy, paste, and flip vertical, so I can have my horizon line, my perspective lines here too. I'm going to create another blue color in which I'm going to reduce the opacity, and this is the color that I will assign to these lines here, so have a lower opacity and I can actually look at what I'm drawing. Also, now let's sketch the city. So this will be grid. This will be the perspective grid, and now we can sketch using that perspective grid. So I'm following these lines, and those lines will give me the blocks that I'm going to use here for this part of the city. So this is the city. We're having this line. Okay, I don't longer need this thing here. I'm having here this part of the base, and now I'm going to use this Futurama reference because I like here this part. Instead of having like a beach like this, I'm having this thing here that is actually having some tubes, maybe going here down, having here this part here, these murals. Then this also will have like some thickness here on top. And because, well, the camera, where's my horizon line is here. So if my horizon line is there, and if I draw this part on top of that horizon line, we might be able to see some of that upper part of like this face of that cube. We'll be able to see this part. So I'm considering that. I don't care right now because I'm being so messy. I don't care. Right now I want to just draw, and draw. Um yeah, so let's have some variety here in the shapes. So okay, city, the city of this dude. Cubes. um yeah, they just smoke a lot of weed and design this very crazy. So I'm doing the same here. Poop, poop, poop. Just designing variety on size, variety on shapes. So this is thin, this is thicker. These two shapes are almost like the same, so maybe I can just come here and put here this. So I'm breaking these shapes even more. I'm breaking these shapes even more. Maybe we have something like this. Awesome. So this is medium, big, small. This is thin. This is thick, and this is between both. Here we can have another, but all of these are wooden planks, are like walls that are covering the city, that the city is going to be inside of here. So for the city, I'm going to create, how will they approach overlays, like super background stuff. Like here, for example, the things on that are closer to camera have more details than the things that are super far away from camera. And the things that are super away from camera, I love how they simplify only on lines and silhouettes. So I'm going to copy that. Actually, I'm going to copy that. So I'm going to copy this like this. Pop, pop, pop. You have one window here, 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 one window here. And here on the other building, we have something like this. Pa, pa, pam. And then for these windows, the way of simplifying those windows are just with this type of lines. So I'm going to grab all of this, bam, bam, bam. And here there's this building overlapping this other building here, and they are making this line to represent or to simplify the 3D edge of this building. Amazing the way they design the buildings just by having these simple shapes. And then we have this other shape, like it's tapering a little bit towards the top, but because the perspective is pushed a little bit, but I like it, I like it. So these two shapes also are going to bring more variety in those single shapes there. Then we have the buildings here, and see how they are not putting here windows here, because I'm not necessarily. And also they are designing the windows around they are designing the windows in a way that they are not tangenting or just overlapping this, so it's not messy at all, so it's super clean. So this is the city, and I can with the study that I did here, with the study, with actually copying this, if I need more buildings, I can just keep adding more stuff around. Like for example here, I can have something like this. I can have I don't know, like something like something like this. Also looking at another reference like this, for example. See, this is like a church, maybe. This is like I like this tack 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 scale, like some stairs type of building. So I'm building something like this. So I'm building something like this. Boom. And the windows for that will be something. Oh, okay. So the buildings for this will be almost like the same buildings from here. So I'm repeating patterns, and by repeating patterns, I'm creating like this amazing design on all of this. Boop, 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 boop. You know what? I hate that. Let me simplify this even more. Yes, 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 yes. This is like super random. So what if actually the base is wide and it's also tapering towards the top, or towards the bottom? Sorry. And we have another shape here that goes like this. Let me get rid of this. Pa, pa, pa. Pa, pa, pum. Let's get rid of this. And here at the top, we can have a shape like this. So I'm just trying to make all of this a little bit more. I'm just trying to make all of this make more sense. And then we're having the lines comes like this. I can have two lines here, this part, and one line here and one line here. Amazing. So this is actually a better shape than the other ones. And here, for example, I can cut all of this to oopsie to, but wait, I'm wasting time here, because I know a priority here will be to design more stuff around before getting lost here. Okay, whatever. Let's imagine this is the city, or the simplified city behind these walls. So this will be something like this. See, I shouldn't have spent too much time here, because I have to, before putting the city here, I have to think about, let's bring this in. Now, this is like a study that I did of the style of the Powerpuff Girl, but I cannot just put there that thing. I have to think. I have to think. Okay, if the buildings are going to have this shape, then the walls will not have this shape because the walls now will look like the buildings. So actually, the walls have to be something like this, something like this, like super like a straight pattern. Maybe I can break the silhouette of the walls like here, like this way, but not too much, not like I used to have here because it starts looking like the city. And now inside of these walls, because I want this to come like, yeah, let's keep all of this over here. Amazing. These are the walls. We can have some overlapping things here, maybe some broken wooden planks here, but the city itself is going to come here like this. So with the study that I did on this city, I'm going to arrange all of those shapes in a way that I can create this silhouette over here. Let's enable again the rule of thirds. Amazing. So I can push this city closer to this, so it's actually around these points here. And yeah, this city, these buildings, those buildings will have these the shapes that we just studied a few minutes ago. Awesome. So I'm thinking about silhouette. I'm thinking about silhouette and how these buildings and how everything. I can even take all of this, boop, squeeze, no, skew all of this a little bit towards that side. So everything is pointing towards this dude. So the city is going to be here. City. We're having also some pollution, so we're having maybe some clouds here. There's a lot of pollution in this city. You're having the wooden planks here. We're also having like the overlays here that are other wooden planks at this point here too. But those overlays, I'll think about that later. Here, I need now the water. Now, how can I simplify the water? That's an interesting thing. And for ooh, lake mutagenic. Oh, look at this sign. Amazing. Oh, this is amazing, dude. I love Futurama. Okay, yeah. Um, I love these. I love these. So let's add more of that stuff here around. Like, yeah, maybe we're having something here. We're having some tubes here. That maybe this acid ocean is the thing that gave energy to this entire thing. But people is super careful, and that lake or that ocean will also have some glow. I like this. I like this. I like having cables. Like those cables also make this city feel a little bit. I like that. I have no idea what is that. So I will simplify this. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, maybe this city, the electricity of this city comes from that, from those things that are grabbing all of that radioactive energy to bring electricity to the city. We have this. So I'm simplifying that shape that you're seeing there with simple shapes. See how this is tapered? Now this into a cartoony style that I love. If I were to push this, I will push this into something like this. Even this even more tapered, more tapered, something like this. Bum, 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 bum. And then here, I'm going to grab this like this and open these shapes a bit towards the bottom. This shape, yeah, goes for here below. We can have these legs opening towards the bottom and opening here towards the top. Amazing. Then we're having here, oopsie, we're having here these three things here, more volume here, so we're having something like this. So I'm trying to understand the shape design of this, and then I will do the same. I will not waste too much time here. I'll put this here. Maybe I copy and paste this here and put this around here. Oopsie. Let me group this. This is, yeah, this is on top of these things here. But how can I include these things here without messing up with the silhouette of the character, right? And also I have to create another layout in which this thing is open, is broken here, making this circular because this dude is getting inside of that thing. So the silhouette of this city plus the wall planks will be something like this. Will be something like this. Will be all of this grouping of elements. Then we have this electricity stuff that is bringing all of this energy and stuff from this to this. And I can have all these, also these things here. I can have those random shapes here. Random shapes. Those type of things here. So it's like an industrial city full of punks. But those are details. So I'm just leaving some visual clues over there. Amazing. So we have the water, water, and let's make all of these a little bit smaller. Whoop, whoop. Again, on top of that horizon line. Amazing. I have the city here, the silhouette of the city, and here I'm going to have the air fryer. The air fryer monster. So let's design this dude. This dude is coming up. So let's pose. Let's pose just to have a better idea of this thing. So this dude is like emerging, getting out of the water. So it's something like so it's going like this. So the arms, everything is coming like this. So the legs could be a little bit bended, and I'm feeling my legs and all of that. So I'm like, okay, amazing. Now I have the feeling of this dude. The arms will be like this curve towards the front. So we're having something like this. The air fryer that is coming towards the city. The underpants, the butt, of course, the butt. It's coming like this. We have these here, the horns, and all the water that is getting. Well, that's a detail for later. The back. See? So I'm drawing, I'm also using this perspective grid to draw my character, even though we are not seeing like this, we are not going to see the legs of this dude because of the water. I'm drawing this character. I'm drawing this character with a solid base, so it actually feels grounded. And when I have to draw the legs for this, I'll just follow the direction of those lines. Actually, feels like it's going towards that direction. But this is going to be the center of the back. This is the side of the character. Maybe we're seeing a bit of the eyes here. The legs. And this character pushing up. Maybe, you know what? Let's tilt this dude a little bit down. Yeah, something like that. And the perspective of this dude, sorry, I forgot that I forgot that I have this thing. So actually the perspective of this dude is something like this. So the underpants will turn like this. The underpants will follow, even though it's like a circle. I have to design that circular shape following that perspective thing. And the butt will be around here. Maybe this a little bit lower, yes. And there you go. We have now an air fryer that feels more in perspective. This is a super rough sketch. Eventually I will polish this. And what else? What else? Okay, so this is the water. So here all of this we're seeing this dude like getting. Now you know which reference can I use this for the water and stuff. I can use as reference Shrek, the movie Shrek. I think it's Shrek 2 or Shrek 3, I don't remember. When the song Viva la vida loca appears and this giant cookie is just getting out of the water. So yeah, these two will be coming around like this. This project is heavy in effects. It's heavy in effects. Something like this. Amazing. So now I'm going to grab this sketch and I'm going to polish this sketch a little bit, like, I mean, designing. Now it's time to design. So I'm going to grab these and lower the opacity of these things somewhere over there, maybe purple color. And I'm going to use now both. I'm going to use my perspective lines. I'm going to use the rough sketch lines, everything to design this layout that I'm going to do right now for this project. So I'm going to, for this scene, so layout. And on top of this, then I can just start moving into animation. Amazing. So first of all, we have here the ground line. So the ground line, I need a straight line, so I'm going to use this thing just to whoop, grab here and put it on top of the horizon line, black. And the horizon line, we have, oops, everything is super low opacity. Okay, I don't need the I don't need wait I don't need the rough layout anymore. Yeah, get out of here, dude. Great. I don't need the rough layout anymore. Get out of here. Amazing. So I'm going to work with this. Also, so boop. So let me think. This dude also, I think, should be a little bit smaller. Whoop. Oops, I screwed up. Okay, whatever. Let's continue. It's me procrastinating, putting the first clean line here. So we're having the ground here. Or yeah, the ground of this place here. Of course, this is going to be water. So I can put some. I'm designing this project is super. Let's see how. No. I'll see you later how the Powerpuff Girl design water. I'm going to put these lines because I know they might just work with simple lines. So I know they might be just working with C curve, S curve. So I'm not doing something like this, or maybe they are also maybe doing something like this. So actually, this looks better. But again, these are just simple lines. Well, later. Let's focus on other stuff. Now the city. Now we have these wooden planks here that I'm going to design. Let's freehand this stuff like this. And all the shapes that I'm going to design for this project, I'm going to be tapering towards the bottom. So that's another thing that I have to consider. The silhouette of this could be something like this. This comes like this. Then this part can come like this and merge with this one, and this one could be broken like this. And something like here connecting with this one. This is open here. And I'm trying, while designing this silhouette, also thinking about, I'm unconsciously thinking how is that I'm going to connect these parts here below. Amazing. And as we will look at the Powerpuff Girls reference, as the shapes goes closer to camera, those are the ones that have more details, and the shapes that goes further away from camera are just like silhouettes. Awesome. Now I have this shape or this silhouette for the mural or the walls of this city. Now we have this other shape here for this part here. Pa-pa-pam. Let's bring some volumes here. Whoop, whoop. Super fast. I don't want to waste too much time here. Actually, I should be just working with flat shapes here. And this comes like this, and this shape goes in, yeah, now here I'm breaking my own rules. I'm making the bottom parts of the shapes thicker. In here, maybe these could be like the top parts thicker and the bottom parts thinner. So I'm feeling these shapes. Just I'm feeling these. I'm instead of drawing lines here, I'm feeling with shapes, just to have a better idea of how this will look. In some way, you know what? I need this to be facing that direction. So the lines, instead of flowing like this, I should align these parts with these lines of the perspective grid. So amazing. Let's just change those lines. Boop, boop. And now this will feel like it's going there. See? But because I'm using these lines, I know where to place these lines so everything feels connected. Or if everything feels that belongs into the same world. Oopsie. Awesome, something like this. Then I can add more stuff here to represent the volume there, more stuff here too. But this stuff will be connected here. That stuff will be connected there. Something like that. Towards the city. Or maybe towards another. Maybe this city could have like, yeah, I'll design later how this is going to give electricity to that city. Let's put some lines like this. Amazing. Okay, so the wooden planks. Let's break these shapes. So we have these, we have these. Here we can have something like this. Here we can break this shape and have like a triangular shape here. And the cool thing about this short film is that the chihuahuas fall into an underground room full of radioactive stuff. So that's why they become like a three-headed mutant chihuahua. Now this starts becoming a little bit distracting because it starts feeling like a mouth or something. So when things starts looking like a character, like a or it's a shape that is taking too much of the attention, then I'm trying to just simplify those things. Here could be something like this too. Here we can have an opening at that part. I should look for a wooden planks reference, but it's not a big deal. I'm using my visual library right now of what I remember of to be like wooden planks, and just using that here as I can. Oops. Oof, amazing here. That's super nice. So this is like, dude, guys, don't cross this place. Don't ever consider crossing this place. Wait. Yes. 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 So I have some asymmetry, some different shapes here on these wooden planks. So this is something like this. This is something like this. And always breaking, whoops, and always breaking these shapes here to create this empty, this negative space here. Okay, the city. Now, maybe I can just copy what I did here. Oops, let's go to this layer. It's blocked. Bum, 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 bum. Copy. Pum, 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 pum. And paste. Then I'm grabbing like a black color here. Group. And what I'm going to do is perspective tool, saving this thing, this project just in case, and just start moving all of these things like this. And actually these shapes, you see this top part of the line, this should follow the perspective grid. So that's when copying from the shows starts getting tricky. But when you know how to copy and what you are doing, when you know how to speak the language of the thing that you are trying to say or to speak, you know how to just tweak things. It's like if I were to I don't know, to write a solo, a guitar solo, and I know in which scale the song that I'm writing is going to be done, like in which scale this guitar solo is. I can just go to another song that I like, look at the solo, being like, of course, this solo is in this scale. So I can grab some of the things here and apply it here. But I know how to apply it, but because I can identify it's in the same scale that I'm working on, and I know how to take that and apply it on my song, which have also different rules, and how to align those rules into my song. So it's a way of stealing things properly. Wait, let me put this in red color. And what I'm going to do right now is just squishing these things right now like this. So these lines are following this perspective line. So that's how I took that solo and poop, put it on top of this world that I'm building on right now. Amazing. Now, but this is like just a rough. Eventually, when I'm cleaning, I make sure every line, every single line is following that. For now, this is okay. For now, this is okay. Awesome. Okay, I need to get rid of all of this bottom part of the thing. So I'm going to group all of this. How can I get rid of all of that without erasing all of these things here that I designed? So I'm going to take all of this black group. I'm going to disappear this for a second. First, let's copy this. Let's disappear this. But no, I copied the wrong layer. Get out of here. You come here. Now you block. Now I'm going to grab this, take the eraser and delete all of this bottom part of the city. Pack, 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 pack. Pack, 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 pack. Not too much. Pack, 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 pack. Amazing. Now there you go. We have the city, we have this thing. Now this can connect like this to the city. Awesome. And let me bring more thickness to these wooden planks. Just so it have the same thickness as this part here. And also just for me as a visual clue for later that, hey dude, these have to have, I don't know, like a different tone or something from this. Even though these are going to be only silhouettes, I'm leaving those visual clues for me later there. And then peep this part here. And then from here we can have these tubes that comes here towards this sea of radiation. And again, I'm pushing all of these shapes. I'm not doing only like tack, 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 tack symmetrical things, but I'm trying to find the appeal on these shapes. The appeal on these shapes. I was looking the other day at the Instagram of Maxwell Atoms, the creator of Billion Mandy, and I was looking at one of the layouts he designed, like for a house, the Mandy house. Amazing, like the roof of the house, everything was had like super cool push shapes. So here, 1, 2, 3. Awesome, something like this. Here I can have another one. Okay, maybe I can open this. So it's not just like that, but it's actually connected in some way with this part of the walls. Black. Here I can have another one, but this one is a little bit below, so this could be something like this. And again, this disappears here. Awesome. And then I'm getting rid of these inside lines. Pa-pa-pum, pa-pa-pum, and then pum-pum-pum. Then here, ping, and then all of this is inside of this part here. Pack, 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 pack. Then we are having the perspective of this thing going towards camera, the perspective of this also coming towards camera, and then there you go. Now this is hidden by the water. Awesome, super Billy and Mandy-ish style. It's supposed to be a Powerpuff Girls style, but yeah, there you go. We have something here. Now, I was flipping, like already thinking about this robot killing, destroying the city. Because eventually I'll have an overlay here, an overlay. This VG will be cut it in some way. Like I'll have like the huge beam, laser beam of this dude will cut all of this area. So I'm going to reduce the opacity of this thing. Let me put like a yeah, like an orange, and then using this circular shape that I did here is what I'm going to use here to create or design these walls being destroyed. See, something like this. And now here, this is going to work different here at the bottom, because this material of these things is different from this. So this thing will break in this way, and we are going to even look at the inside part of this thing. So we are having something like this. Maybe we can have some part of the structure of these things coming out of these, something like this. Yes, amazing, something like this. And here we can have also the same thing. Here's all of this is like crack, crack, crack. Let me find beautiful shapes that I can work with this. And then here like crack, crack. So not the same shape. This is like a stairs, and this is just like crack, crack. So we're having something like this here, and again some structure here coming out of it like that. Amazing. And here, yeah, maybe here I can. No. I'll keep this. No. Yeah. I remember some reference from the Powerpuff Girls. They like to put like also the inside shape of these things, but with a flat color. So I can have. I can put some volumes on this thing, but I can also change the inside shapes of this too, because it's never symmetrical. How this is cut in the inside, right? So I can have something like this without being too symmetrical with the inside part. It's too symmetrical there. Nope. Amazing, there you go. Oopsie, it's something like this. Awesome. So that will be like the after this thing, and then the other thing that will happen here is that, yeah, these buildings are going to continue here. I'm going to continue here. I'm going to continue here. But that's it. That's a layout for the city. That's a layout for the thing that is going to bring the energy towards the city. We're having these things here too, and we're saying like, hey guys, this city is next to this radioactive ocean. So, mm, I like this shape. I like this shape. Maybe we can have a little bit of sand here. We can have these things here like, hey, don't cross. Hey, don't cross. Hey, don't cross. Hey, don't cross. Now you see why this looks flat and why this doesn't looks flat, because here I follow these perspective lines, so it actually looks like these crosses are standing up. So if I copy and paste this here and around here, for example, this will look like these crosses are standing up. And then I can have the sand here instead of being water, sand. Here another shape, something like this. Whoopa! Amazing. Sand and all the water, all the radioactive water will be here. But the thing about this is that now I will have to animate the water and how the water influence when it's getting up, like how is the water coming also towards the sand. So that's also a thing that I'm considering. It's like I do have to animate more by taking this decision of adding sand. I like the sand, so yeah. We're adding the sand. Now let's add the character. Let's add the character. I think I know how to design this character. Either ways, I'm not spending too much time here on the character because I know that once I bring the rig on this thing, everything will be easier. So robot. let's draw the robot just getting up. So here we have this perspective. It's coming like this, coming like this, it's coming like this. We're having this perspective for the underpants because it's following this line here, and then we're coming like this. It opens a little bit here towards the bottom. So we're amazing. Now the shape of this air fryer is not a square, it's rounded, so I'm just grabbing these and making this circular line here. Oopa. Amazing. Now it's looking more like the air fryer. Now we're having the bot here. So this is the center line, the center line, the center line. So the bot connects here with this center line, so the center line, something like this. This part is also rounded here, so we can just grab and this line and make this softer like this. This air fryer have underpants, so I'm doing something like here, like a circle here to represent that part. And this leg is just a C curve here and just two straights representing the leg that is flexing. I'm getting rid of these lines here, opening this line a little bit more, the bottom of the legs, the food that is going to follow that perspective here. See this line here? So I need my food to be planted in that direction. So that's always something like this. Awesome, a little bit flat. So when I when I feel that things start feeling a little bit flat, I draw this base on the food just to make it feel more grounded. And now this food should be a little bit back so it actually feels there's some weight here happening. And then we're having this part of the leg coming like this, the lights and the shadows that we don't need right now. Maybe this line is like this, right? Yeah, this line is something like this. Boop. And this line is also connecting here with the bot. Awesome. There you go. Now it looks like it's going towards the front. And now the perspective grid is telling me this line goes like this line goes like this, and this line goes like this. So I'm bringing these lines closer to the character. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. And making this like a little bit here towards the back, but still trying to ground this character and make everything feels connected. I'm roughing this thing. That's when I want to find things faster instead of being super accurate with my lines. I'm roughing out the stuff. This bot is going to be on front, so we're not seeing this leg here. We're seeing this part and this part of the leg flexing there. Awesome. So we're having something like this. And the side part of this air fryer will come something like this. So we're having the arm here. Maybe we can have a straight here now. The arms of this dude works like it's tapering on the top, and then at the bottom towards the wrist is getting wider. And here we connect with the hand. Here we connect with the hand. We have this finger like this. Like it's on the ground. And then we move this, boop, something like this. Oopsie, we move this, something like this. And this things goes like this around the character. Awesome. Yeah, I can draw the other hand here, but we're actually not seeing any of these because it's going to be hidden by by the water. Yeah, let's get rid of the sand. Let's get rid of the sand because I want this to be connected to the water. So we get rid of the sand. We took a decision here. I like the pointy. I like the pointy water like this. Awesome. So I don't have to animate the water here, just here, and all of this will be under an underlay layer of the water that will work something like this. this will work something like this. And we're having the sky, that will be something like this. And the buildings, that will be something like, let me create a new layer for this. All of these group of elements, oopsie, let me bring another. All of groups of elements. Even if you don't see it, I'm drawing a line here. I'm drawing a line here to group all of these things here. Just to see how everything is looking right now. Oop. I'm using greenish colors because those are the colors for this project. Oops, the robot, the horns. Awesome, so we're having something like this. I still feel like there is something that I can do to make everything more dynamic. Because I like the layout here. Oopsie, where's the layout? I like the layout here. How we are not that close to the robot. Here, very close to the robot. And the robot is... Yes. So that's something that I will fix in the next video. Just to try and place the robot more like there. More like there. More further away from camera. So yeah. I think that will make everything look better. Let me see if I can just fix that right now by making this dude a little bit smaller. Yeah, actually it works a bit better. Wait, where are these horns? This line art. Poop. That's a nice thing about this. I can just move things around. I can just move things around until I get something that I like. Awesome. So, and because I'm drawing this on the perspective, even if I move this from these places, it will still feel a little bit in perspective. A little bit. But again, this is just a layout for me to start the animation process and having guidelines of like where it's going to be my composition, how everything is going to work, where is the target of this robot when attacking the city. And yeah, this will make everything more easy. Let's add a camera. I don't know why I start feeling like I should go like a little bit inside this place. Yeah, something like this. And the robot, you know, dude, you should go even smaller, somewhere over here. So you actually looks bigger to us. And because I'm doing that, I also have to add the... I have to add the I have to add the plank's foreground elements here, something like this. So now the camera shouldn't be too close now because I need that negative space here to add these under layers here. Oops, where are you? Where are you? Awesome. Something like this, amazing. And let's grab this and put this on the overlay. And I'm going to grab like a even more black color for this, just to paint those shapes. Poop. Poop, 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 poop. See, and it shouldn't take too much time. Because the idea of all of these short films for me is just to, apart from telling the stories and building a universe of cartoons, is also to experiment and to just detach from the idea of having everything too perfect and just experiment, designing, seeing how much can I get done if I am not afraid, and I'm just keep putting my pen down into this tablet and just painting and working. Let's get out of the grid for a bit. Awesome. So we have this. So this is the first step. This is the first video of this series of how I am animating this scene, and this is the first step, just designing the layout before actually putting the stuff around. So I hope you like this video and see you in the next one. Bye. Wait. Before I stop this, don't forget to subscribe and like this. Bye.